Today, I will be walking through a morning routine as if I were a housewife in the 1950s. A lot of people think that the role of a housewife in the 50s was very leisurely, easygoing, stress-free living. However, you can look up their daily routines and they were pretty well structured as if it were a full-time job. So today, I will be walking through a morning routine as if I were a 1950s housewife. A housewife in the 1950s would begin her day nice and early. She would wake up around 6 in the morning, do some light stretching, and make sure to wake up before the rest of her household. She would pull back the covers and the sheets and allow them to air out. Then she would open up all of the curtains, blinds, and windows and allow fresh air into the bedroom. Then she would put on her bed jacket. These were very customary and would often come in a set with each nightgown.
Someday, somewhere, sometime, I pray that you
Then she would head to the bathroom to freshen up before breakfast.
and that I will recapture.
Firstly, she would wash her face with cool water. It was typical to apply cold cream in the evenings and moisturizer in the mornings. This is a moisturizer from the brand Pond's, which was very popular in the 1950s. All of the products I use will be linked below. Another vintage product you've probably seen is Vaseline, which was very commonly used during this time as well. After that, she would put on her robe and head to the kitchen to make breakfast. Breakfast was served around 7 or 8 in the morning. She was expected to cook a full breakfast. Think toast, eggs, sausage or bacon, juice, coffee, and even tea. Additionally, she was expected to set the table neatly and use this time to pack lunches for her family if needed.
Out, so you'll never know how much I love you. And I've gotta close up all the hubba like a clam.
After serving her family and eating breakfast with them, she would see off her husband and kids to school and work. There was often a quick goodbye at the door, and she would begin tidying up immediately after.
Oh, I've gotta think twice when we're dancing so my arms won't crush you.
Then she would get dressed into her day dress. This was something casual and comfortable to be worn around the house when she was completing her tasks for the day.
And a fret, for if once I should forget and rush you would think that
It was
I'm a
expected
wolf,
to allow
and it's
10
not
to
of
15
such
minutes every day to do some light stretching and exercise movements. You can look up the exercises that they used to do, and some of them are very silly. They might even include some light floor exercises very similar to early Pilates. After her morning stretches, she would start by making her bed. The next part of her day was dedicated to doing a reset for the house. She was in charge of making sure the dishes were washed and put away, all of the beds were made, the laundry was started, the floors were swept and vacuumed. Homes were meant to be upkept daily rather than doing weekly resets like we often do today.
And if that makes me a wolf, well then let me be a wolf, 'cause you made me what I am.
She would often use some time in the morning to make grocery lists. She might even look through her favorite picture cookbook. This would also be the time to run errands, like go to the market, butcher, bakery, etc. During her lunchtime, she would often do a little rest or light reading. Sometimes she might even put on her favorite record and listen to the radio or music.
You are the greatest problem I ever had.
After all of her chores were complete, she would use some time to freshen up before the evening rolled around. This was her time to touch up her makeup, restyle her hair, and change from her day dress to her hostess or evening dress.
Take you straight to your door like before, but when it's
It was very
time
typical to
stray,
sleep in curlers the night before.
I'm gonna grab you and
These are called pillow rollers, and they were meant to be more comfortable than those hard Velcro rollers you've seen.
well, then let me be a wolf.
Although I think pillow rollers came in the early 60s, they are still my favorite way to do vintage hairstyling.
Ooh, such a land.
The key is not the curl, but it's actually the brush. Doing a good brush out is one way to get that perfect vintage look. As I'm sure you can tell by now, their appearance was a big part of their role as a 1950s housewife. It was actually built into their daily tasks to have time to appear a certain way. After doing her hair, she would apply some light makeup. First, she would start out with a cream rouge. This is one of my favorites. After that, she would of course need some lipstick. Bright red lipstick was still very popular from the 1940s through the 1950s.
One, two, button your shoe, put on your coat and hat. I play a game like
She would
that
also
while
apply
I'm
some
waiting
mascara,
for you.
although their mascara was often from a cake mascara.
Hurry for heaven's sake. I count each step
There would
you
be
take
no shine or
while
glow in the
I'm waiting for
1950s.
you.
It was all about looking matte and porcelain. So they would apply massive amounts of powder all over the face.
You're at the gate and you walk into my arms.
After that, her makeup and her hair was complete.
Tell me you get a thrill, just as I hope you.
Another cute thing that we don't do anymore is that she would dedicate some time in the morning to answering and responding to letters. After that, she would change from her day dress to her evening or hostess dress. This would be the dress she would wear into the evening, the one that she would welcome her family home in. And that concludes the morning routine.
And there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little 1950s morning routine. My name is Elizabeth, and if you love all things vintage, like makeup, fashion, history, lifestyle, music, then you would love my channel. Say bye. She hates being held. Ow, ow. Bye.